What's going on, guys? Today we're back with a new video, and in today's one, DayZ update 1.16 has been finally released to stable. And along with that update, the patch notes have been released, so let's go through them. They've added in one or two things. The first one on the list is the DayZ SMG. The DayZ SMG comes with a 64 round magazine chambered in .380 ammo. It also can have a pistol suppressor attached to it, and it has its own dock as well. The DayZ can take a multitude of different optics that are for the AK variant. And it also fires in semi-automatic and fully automatic. Compared to the Scorpion, the DayZ is going to be a bit better at long range, but if you're wanting something good up close, the Scorpion is still going to be the better option. But a cool gun nonetheless. The next thing they've added is the alarm clock. The alarm clock can be used to tell the time in game, as there's no other item that actually allows you to do this. You can set an alarm with the alarm clock, and then after a certain amount of time it will go off. That's kind of all the alarm clock does for now. We're not 100% sure what it will be used for down the road, but it could be something cool. There were some notable changes and fixes that were added in update 1.16. I'm going to go through them first and then go through the normal patch notes afterwards. One of the biggest things, and the kind of controversial in some ways as well, was in 1.16 you can no longer lean while sprinting. Another very good and welcoming change that they have hit the UI element showing parts of a car while you're sitting inside of it, so all that clutter that used to come up on the screen doesn't come up anymore, which is a great feature. The inventory of the Sarka 120 was accessible through the engine rather than the trunk. That's also now been sorted. Let's go through everything else they have fixed in this update. Players sometimes stepping forward during melee combat with a close target while only intended for far target. Fireplaces wouldn't properly disappear if the last attachment to remove were stones or a tripod. It was possible to detach the tripod from the fireplace while a pot was attached. Place UI element would show up falsely when pointing at an indoor fireplace with selected consumables. Dead chicken couldn't be buried after being picked up and dropped. Fire mode of the revolver was changing while shooting. Shock was not decreased when swimming backwards sideways with broken legs. Moving with broken legs while crouched could deal unsteady amounts of shock damage. Affected and players would not show the plus symbol in the inventory view when they had only items as attachments. Dug up items were levitating above the ground. Client error when attaching/detaching items to from a tripwire trap. In specific cases, the tripwire trap did not display its attachment slot. Smoke from a ruined car engine was only displayed for the driver. Attacking with animal carcasses could trigger blood particles and knife slashing sounds. The player could be desynced if their legs were broken during an action. The player could be desynced if their legs were broken while swapping items. Locked indoor stoves could not be opened by force. Interrupting two-handed animations by dropping the tool would freeze the character. Infected were able to climb fences with barbed wire on top. The UI of a deployed landmine could be seen when holding another landmine in hands. Shooting while on back after kicking would play the kick animation after each shot. Hitting the back of players' heads would hit the brain instead of the head. Sounds of disease symptoms on other players were heard from the wrong position. Fixed several inconsistencies when it came to the bullet penetration of objects. Combination lock would play its sound while in hands without being actively used. The light source of the head torch was in the wrong position. Fixed an exploit for extended melee hit distance. The flame of the gas stove was slightly clipping through the frying pan. Slightly improved twisted wrists when holding certain items. Several headgear items were clipping with the female survivor introduced in 1.15. Fixed the typographic errors with the 1PN51 scope. Affected had bad collisions while crawling. It was possible to hit players inside of a vehicle with a melee from the opposite side. Wolves could injure players inside of vehicles. It was possible to survive without food at all by only drinking. Some localized settings weren't fully displayed. It was possible to place landmines under train tracks. Names of vehicle parts were not shown on ruined cars. It was possible to destroy the fence frame before the actual wall. Adjusted certain structures to prevent exploits. Fixed a badly reflecting window at the yellow brick military building. Some items could not be picked up at the Northwest Airfield construction site. It was possible to bury corpses inside buildings. FOV setting changes were not saved upon reconnect. Respawn points for server switching / hopping were not functioning as intended. Sounds of flies were persisting even after the body had despawned. Adjusted misleading description of the codeine tablets. And the camera focus would glitch during certain actions. So that's a lot of stuff that they have fixed. Now they have done quite a few changed items as well, so let's go through that. Increase the threshold for terrain clipping, allowing easier placement of building objects to the ground. It is no longer possible to bury ruined items. Consuming charcoal has no effect when another charcoal is already active in the player's body. Increased energy and water given by mushrooms. Some jackets can now be torn into rags similar to their pants counterpart. Removed action to take fireplace from fire barrel. Crafting an item using the metal wire will produce an item with the same health as the metal wire used. First aid kits and teddy bears can now be repaired with sewing kits. Protector cases and ammo boxes can now be repaired with epoxy putty. The gas stove now emits light when active. The pickaxe can now be used to bury things and bodies. Duct tape can now be utilized to craft a splint. Slightly reduce the penetration value of 5.56x45 ammunition to match other bullets. Reduce the range of the thermometer results. Rotated the electrical repair kit in the inventory view to show the front. Reduce inventory size of the pumpkin and pumpkin slices for consistency. Bear traps now won't kill infected but break their legs. Damaging a tent now also damages items stored inside. Adjusted damage zone selections of vehicles. Bloody hands no longer make the character sick while drinking from containers. Red and orange armbands were looking too similar in certain lighting. Tweak the mid-air appearance of tracer bullets. Rename the folding butt stocks to lightweight. There's a lot of good changes after being done there as well, and there is a few things being done for server side stuff and for the modding side of it as well. I don't know much about the server or modding side of things, so I'm not going to go through them, but they are there and you can check them out in the patch notes if you want to. But that's pretty much everything for DayZ Update 1.16. A lot of fixes and changes there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will be live later on this evening to hopefully check out the patch on official servers. So until then, I shall catch you guys next time. So peace out for now.